Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Today is November 15th, 2021. The 10-year is up. I predicted we're going to be seeing increased rates. 10-year Treasury yield bond is up to 1.606% today. Last week, we had a 3.06% national average on the 30-year fixed mortgage. Today, that's up quite a bit more to 3.23% on that 30-year note. So thought you guys should know that. It's been really fluctuating lately, still historically low and cheap interest rates. So if you are in the 4s or 5s, you may want to consider refinancing, okay? Today, I have several clients. Our team has several clients who are in the process of purchasing a home or selling a home. And one of the things that happen during the process, if you're being financed, is a home appraisal. So I'm going to talk about the home appraisal, what it is, what it means, what happens if it comes in high or low. And that way you have a better understanding of what the home appraisal actually is. Okay, so a home appraisal is an unbiased professional opinion of the value of a home and is used whenever a mortgage is involved in the buying, refinancing, or selling of that particular property. In a purchase and sale transaction, an appraisal is used to determine whether the home's contract price is appropriate given the home's condition, location, and the home's features. In a refinance transaction, the appraisal assures the lender that it is not handing the borrower more money than the home is actually worth, because the lenders, they want to make sure that homeowners are not over borrowing for a property, because that home, that property, that asset serves as collateral for the mortgage. And if the borrower should default on the mortgage and go into REO or foreclosure, REO means bank owned, real estate owned, the lender will sell the home to recoup the money it lent. The appraisal helps the bank protect itself against lending more than it might be able to recover in this worst case scenario. So back in 06, 05, 07, back in those days before, the great thing that happened in 08, brokers and mortgage lenders were able to pick their own appraiser, and they would, it was pretty shady, and people went to prison for this stuff, and they would pay the appraiser, hey, we need it to come at this value, here's a couple $1,000s, and they would appraise the property at just whatever value, and that really hurt a lot of people because they were overpaying for homes. Now it's different now. The process is different. So an association of professional real estate appraisers, the Appraisal Institute, a qualified appraiser should be licensed or certified, and it's required in all 50 states of the United States, and be familiar with the local area. Per federal regulations, the appraiser must be impartial and have no direct interest in the transaction. So Uncle Tom cannot come and do your appraisal for you, even if he's licensed. Okay. A property's appraisal value is influenced by the recent sales of similar properties or by current market trends. Sometimes there's model matches, but you got to be wary because people are looking online of these estimates like on Zillow and Redfin. But when was the last time Zillow or Redfin came into your home and assessed the condition? The home could be completely torn up and need to be completely regutted and renovated versus a home next door that looks like the Taj Mahal inside that is a perfect 5 out of 5 condition. Well, these online websites and portals do not understand the condition of the home, which is a huge factor in the valuation of the home. Okay, so a property's value, like I said, is influenced by the recent sales of similar properties and market trends, and also the home amenities, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, floor plan functionality, and square footage are also other key factors in assessing the home's value. The appraiser must do a complete visual inspection of the interior and exterior and note any conditions that adversely affect the property's value, such as needed repairs. And typically, the appraisers are going to use a report from Fannie Mae. It's called the Uniform Residential Appraisal Report, and they use this for single-family homes. And the report asks the appraiser to describe the interior and exterior of the property, the neighborhood, and nearby comparable sales. The appraiser then provides an analysis and conclusions about the property's value based on their observations. The report must include several things, and some of those things are a street map that's showing the appraised property and comparable sales that are used, an exterior building sketch, an explanation of how the square footage was calculated, photographs from the home's front, back, and street scene, front exterior photographs of each comparable property used, and other pertinent information such as market sales data, public land records, and public tax records that the appraiser requires to determine the property's value. So when you are buying a home and are under contract, the appraisal will be one of the first steps in the closing process. You have your due diligence period after you're in contract, which is where you do your home inspections, and then you get the appraisal ordered. If the appraisal comes in at or above contract price, the transaction proceeds as planned. If it comes in higher, that means you're paying below fair market value. If it comes in as is, at the price agreed on the contract price, that means you are paying fair market value. Now, if the appraisal comes in low or below the contract price, that can delay or derail the transaction. But chances are that neither you or the seller want the transaction to fall through. And as the buyer, you have an advantage here in the event that that appraisal comes in low and can be used to serve as a negotiating tool to convince the seller to lower the price. Because the bank will not lend you or any other prospective buyer more than the home is worth. So while appraisals help buyers avoid overpaying for homes, a seller may feel that a low appraisal is inaccurate and be reluctant to drop the price. If a bad appraisal is standing between you and your home purchase or sale, you should look into getting a second opinion via another appraisal by a different person. You can appeal the appraisal. You can send your supporting documentation, and sometimes it will change. Appraisers, they can make mistakes. They're human like all of us, and I think all of us anyway. And they could have imperfect information. Better yet, if you can present a factual case for a higher value to the original appraiser, they may agree with you and revise the evaluation. Okay, so once the appraiser goes out, you're going to get the appraisal back. That's going to tell us what the value is, and then we go to the other side, let them know, hey, the appraisal was good, or it came in low, and we need to figure something out. Now, if you typically are within your appraisal contingency timeline, if the appraisal comes in low and you cannot renegotiate, you can, in most cases, get out and get your earnest money deposit returned to you. Okay, so that's the appraisal. It's an interesting process. If you're buying cash, of course, you don't need an appraisal, but cash is what sets the market. Cash buyers set the market because they don't have to pay for appraisals. They'll pay X amount of dollars for this property in this neighborhood, and now the appraiser can use that comparable sale in their appraisal, which that property didn't have to be appraised before. And we're seeing in our market in Southern Nevada that cash has been driving up these prices. Out-of-town investors, institutional investors like BlackRock and several others, which I'm going to talk about later this week. But really interesting stuff that's happening. So I'm going to share all this with you guys, but we have a ton of clients with appraisals going on right now, so I wanted to explain the process a little bit. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all you guys following. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I'm having a lot of fun trying to provide value and educating people in real estate as much as possible. So please like and subscribe, share this video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.